homesteading to prepping to common horse sense, we are College Hill Farm.
Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Well, today it's appropriate that I'm standing in front of our pantry, and what's it show? Well, we're low on corn, we're low on beans, we're low on tomatoes, we still got plenty of pickles, we still got plenty of rice and dried beans, that kind of thing. We've got plenty of jams and jellies, but we're getting low on almost everything. But you know what's great? Gardening season starts today. Yeah, you heard that right. Gardening season starts today. It's February the 16th. It's time to get our seeds in the ground. But before we do that, I want to talk about how you store your seeds. Now, here at College Hill Farm, we store our seeds all in this tote. You've seen it several times. In the tote is all of our seeds. We keep materials for germinating our seeds by paper towel germination in there. Do I buy seeds? Well, most of the time, I save my seeds. This is straight 8 cucumbers. Typical way for me to save them. Cayenne and jalapeno peppers. Typical way for me to save them. Let's open up here. Greasy beans, cranberry beans, of course, red 6-week beans, my favorite bean. But we store stuff in little bitty packages. Here's the okra seed from this last year. We store stuff in great big packages. We store stuff in little bitty packages. So, always though, in plastic generally. One thing about if you're going to store your seeds in plastic, you have to make sure that they've good and air dried. Or else when you store them in plastic and put them in a dark spot like down here in our basement, they'll mold. So you want to be certain to store those after they're thoroughly dried. Don't use a dehydrator to dry your seeds. Let me say that again. Don't use a heated dehydrator to dry your seeds. Now, some dehydrators don't use heat. They just use a fan and it blows air over them. That's okay. But a heated dehydrator gets up to about 160 degrees and it will sterilize your seeds. And when I say sterilize, I'm not talking about germs. I'm talking about making them to where they won't sprout. So, do not use a dehydrator to save your seeds, to dry them out. Now, I get asked all the time by people, well, I found a great deal at the dollar store. They were selling out their seeds for a nickel a package. Can I buy them and does it work well? Well, here's the deal. Yes, you can buy them. On our Facebook page, you'll find this sheet. It's called the College Hill Farm Seed Viability Resource Sheet. And it lists the type of seeds and how long they will keep in years in just a package like this. Okay? So if you've got seeds, if you walk into a flea market or somewhere and they've got old seeds, always on the back of these seeds, there's a lot number. And then there's a year that they were packaged. And you can go by that year and use this chart and know. Now, the way I put it on our Facebook page, it's a photo. And I'll put a link to it down in the comments. That way you can take this, copy it onto your phone, and use it as a guide. So when you come upon those seeds, wow, this seed packet's probably still viable. So let's take a look at this one. Here's a good one. This is 2019. It's a broccoli. Well, we come over here and we look up broccoli, and it's good for 3 years. So this is going to be 2020. This was packaged in 19. So 20, is 1 year, 21, 22. This would be good all the way to 2022. I've got some older stuff in here though, I'm sure. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, package for sale and 12/17, and this is squash. Okay, so we come up here and we look at squash. Squash is good for 4 years, and when I put on here 4 years, that's a roundabout. All right, and that's for if they're packaged in a paper envelope like this or in a plastic bag and kept at room temperature. There is for squash, this one was packaged in 12/17, so 18, 19, that's 2 years. So squash is good for 4 years, so this squash should be perfectly viable. You see what I'm getting at? Let's see, I've probably got some even older seeds down here in the bottom. Let's see what we've got. Oh, here's an eggplant. And this one is for, no, that one was in 2019. And here's a basil. I don't think I didn't include any herbs on this. I have found that most herbs are weeds. Weed seeds last forever. So most herbs last a long time. So as far as herbs go, you can pretty much buy those anywhere. Now, what I like to do, I like to find these at a dollar store or the end of the year when they're closing them out. You know, a lot of these seed places, they send their seeds back. Like, I don't know, this is Livingston Seed Company, and I don't know for certain, but a lot of these seed companies, they send out their seed and then it gets sent back, and they use these to plant successive crops and harvest the seeds later. Okay, they reuse those old seeds. They don't put them back in packages, but they reuse them to plant their fields. They know that they're good. They're not afraid of 2-year-old seeds if it's something that'll last for 4 years. So all you got to do, go to the website, find this sheet, and it will tell you how many years each of your seed packets are going to be good for. Now, like I told you before, it's February the 16th, and it's time to get our garden in the ground. So I'm going to bring you over. We're going to do some paper towel germination, and I'm going to show you how that works. It's really simple. It makes it so that when you put your seeds in the pot, you're guaranteed that a plant grows from each seed. Okay, a lot of times you'll do these seeds and a plant won't grow from every seed. So you've got pots that are skips. Well, by paper towel germination, every seed that you pull off is a seed that's already germinated. So it's going to make a plant. So when you put that in your pot, you only have to put one, and it's guaranteed to be a plant. And from the time you pot it, it's up within the next day. So let's do some paper towel germination to get ready for this year. Paper towel germination is a fairly simple process. I'm not going to germinate any peppers yet. It's not time. What I want to do is I want to get our cole crop started. Well, this year I'm starting broccoli and cauliflower, and I think I'm going to try and start some spinach in the basement this year to begin with. Now, the 14th of February is always the day to plant peas. But if you follow the farm, follow our homestead channel, you know pretty well that I hate peas. I don't mind to have peas. We buy a case of canned peas ever so often, but as far as raising peas, I hate growing them. So I don't fool with peas much. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do paper towel germination, and we're going to do spinach and Brussels sprouts, or not Brussels sprouts. We're not going to do the Brussels sprouts till in the summer, excuse me. Broccoli and cauliflower. So I've messed up and spilled some seeds. Save those. Now, the bulk of what we like to grow is broccoli. Broccoli is one of those things that it just lasts forever in your freezer. We grow broccoli and we keep it in the freezer, and I think we've got 2 more bags left of our homegrown broccoli in the freezer, which is so much better than the broccoli you buy at the store, whether it's frozen or fresh. It's so much better, this homegrown broccoli, even out of the freezer. So give your own plants a shot. Now, we grow them in the basement. We start them in the basement under fluorescent lights. We tried doing LED lights, LED shop lights, and they just didn't work out very well. So we're back to our fluorescent lights that we've always used. So I'm going to go ahead and start this paper towel germination. There's nothing to it. And you start out with a napkin or a paper towel. And I'm just using a regular old napkin. I like to use napkins because they tend to break down easier. So when you go to take them off the paper plate, and I just use a paper plate and a napkin. When you go to take the seeds off of the paper plate, then the napkin just tears really easy as opposed to a paper towel. So toilet paper works real good too. So I'm going to get some water on this, just a little bit, and then we'll start. I've got a little bit of water. It doesn't take much. Just a little jelly jar here, just a little bit. And I'll pull a few drops around on this. And it will absorb everywhere real quick. Just swirl it around there a little bit, and it'll get on everything. This whole thing will be wet. Capillary action will take care of everything. Alright, now I want to have 96 broccoli plants this spring. 96 plants will give us about 75 to 150 pounds of broccoli, anywhere in between. In this seed packet, this is a 900 milligram packet. There are probably 80 or 90 seeds. So I'll spread those around. This is Waltham. Now normally I save my broccoli seeds, but if you follow the channel, you'll know that we had a groundhog problem last spring. And my seed supply, my home seed supply, is depleted. So I have taken and bought seed this year, which I don't like to do that, but that's what had to happen. Now these 2 packets of seeds, they cost $1.44 a piece, $3, say, once you did tax and all. $3 for these seeds. And what will happen is they'll give me about 150 pounds of broccoli. Now I'm going to spread some of these out that don't look like they got spread too good. You just want to make sure that there's room so that you can pick up those individual seeds. Okay, if any of them didn't get spread out good, just take your finger and pull them apart. Now some of these will germinate real well. Some of them won't germinate at all. But the good thing is they're not in pots. They're not waiting on soil. They're going to germinate right here. You take and write, well, I don't have a pen, but you would write on here what these are. Slip them right into a plastic baggie. There we go. And then seal the bag. Now, what happens here, now that this bag is sealed, that moisture can't escape. So for the next 2 or 3 or 4 days, what it takes for these to germinate, that moisture will be held in. These seeds will all be good and evenly moist. And I'll put these in a nice warm place. My favorite place is to just stack the plates on top of each other and then put a bowl on top of them and put them on top of the refrigerator. That's a nice warm spot, and they'll germinate in short order. Okay, I've got them all done. I've got spinach, cauliflower, and broccoli all ready to go. Now, I forgot to bring a magic marker with me. Well, guess what? You don't have to have a magic marker to mark anything. This is spinach. So I'm just going to take one of these spinach packages and just put it right in like that. And it will tell me exactly what's in the bag. Let necessity be the mother of your invention. Cauliflower, or broccoli rather. I'll just take your spent package, slide it right in there, turn it upside down so I can see from the bottom. And now I know exactly what's in that package. That's all you have to do. Now, these will go up on top of the refrigerator, and I'll cover this top one with another paper plate so it stays dark. And these will sit on top of the refrigerator probably 4 days, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to pot these up. Alright, we've got our stuff ready to go upstairs to sit on top of the refrigerator. This should give us around 196. There's 48 to a flat. Should give me 2 flats of broccoli, a flat of spinach. Now the spinach is 2 years old. If you look at the piece of paper that my chart I gave you, go to our Facebook page and get the chart. I'll put the link down below. The seed was 2 years old, so it might germinate and it might not. But the beautiful thing is I haven't wasted any potting soil to see if it's going to germinate. And then cauliflower, I only want about 48 cauliflower. That'll give us 2-pound heads. If I get 48 2-pound heads, that'll be all the cauliflower me and Crystal will want for the year. Now, if you like this kind of stuff, this homesteading, saving your own seeds, planting your own transplants, we used to show you from seed to feed. You know, all the way through. From planting the seeds, then planting the plants, then harvesting or maintaining them, then harvesting, and then finally we show you cooking them and storing them in the freezer or drying them, dehydrating them, or canning. So be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. If you hit the little bell, it'll notify you when we upload videos. We upload every Sunday. And with that being said, it's time for me to get on to the next thing.